Hello Year 9, hope you're well. We're going to continue with our area and perimeters, and today we're going to find the circumference of a circle. The circumference of a circle is just a fancy way of saying let's find the perimeter of a circle. Okay, so your title for today is Circumference of a Circle. You can go ahead and get the starter done in your exercise book, and if you're watching the video, ideally you can pause now so that you can get the answers in just a moment. Okay, you go ahead and get started. All right, there you go. There's the answers for today. Do let me know if you have any questions. I'd be more than happy to answer them. I'm trying to think if there's any that you might get a different answer for. If you do get a different answer for question 4, you might have written 2 bracket 2x plus 4. It's not necessarily right or wrong. It doesn't say factorize fully, so you could just factor out a 2 as well. All right, let's get started. All right, in order to find the circumference of a circle, which is the distance around the outside of a circle, we need to use the formula pi times by diameter. Now, hopefully you remember from previous lessons that pi is just a number. It's a decimal that goes on forever and ever and never repeats. It's roughly the number 3.14, but there's a lot of other decimals in there as well. So instead of writing all the decimals, we write pi. And it's going to be pi times by the diameter. The diameter goes from one side of the circle straight through the middle and all the way to the other side. So the black edge of this particular circle right there would be the circumference. So if we wanted to measure that, it's like measuring the perimeter. It's telling us what is the distance around the outside of the circle. All right, let's have a go at this. Example 1. Calculate the circumference of the circle. Round your answer to 1 decimal place. Because it says to round our answer, we're probably going to need our calculator. So I can see on this yellow circle that the radius is 6 centimeters. That means the distance from the middle of the circle to the edge of the circle is 6 centimeters. If the radius is 6 centimeters, then that must mean from one side to the other, which is the diameter, that must be 12 centimeters. So the diameter is 12 centimeters. If I want to find the circumference, hopefully you remember from just a moment ago, circumference is pi times by diameter. So that's going to be pi times by 12. Then I'm going to grab my trusty calculator, pi times by 12, and then press the simple to difficult button. We get 37.699. Now they want us to round this to 1 decimal place. So we look what number comes after the 9, which is 6, and that's going to round the 6 up to a 7. So 37.7, and it's a distance, it's a perimeter, so centimeters. All right, that's all we have to do. Let's try another one. All right, very similar idea in this next example. Again, calculate the circumference of the circle and round your answer to 1 decimal place. Now in this pink circle, I can see that the 8 centimeters is going from one side of the circle all the way to the other side. So that must be the diameter. And we know that circumference is pi times by diameter. So we can find the circumference by doing pi times by 8. And then grab your calculator, pi times by 8. Press the simple to difficult button, and we get 25.1327. And again, it says to 1 decimal place. So we look and see just after the 1 is a 3. That means the 3 doesn't do anything to the 1. The answer is 25.1 centimeters. All right, so we can do this when we have the radius or when we have the diameter. This next question is ever so slightly fancier, but it also is even easier. So again, calculate the circumference of the circle, but this time give your answer in terms of pi, which we can do without the calculator at all. So if we look over to this light purple circle, we can see that the 3 centimeters is the radius that goes from the outside of the circle halfway through it. That must mean also that all the way across this particular circle is 6. 3 plus 3, or 3 times 2, is 6. 6 centimeters must be the diameter. So if we want to find the circumference, circumference is pi times by diameter. So that's going to be pi times by 6, and then we can just put them together, 6 pi. All right, that is really it. Everyone always asks me, is that all you have to do? Yep, that's all you have to do. You can also include your units, which is centimeters, but you'll probably be okay even if you don't. All right, we're going to try something even fancier, and then we're going to be done. Now this last example is actually a fancy one. It's not a fake fancy one, it's a real fancy one. This question says, calculate the perimeter in nice bolded red letters of the semicircle. Ooh, semicircle. Give your answer to 1 decimal place. So we're looking to find the perimeter of this particular semicircle, which means we're looking to go from this side of the circle all the way across here. Okay, so we need to find that curvy bit and then all the way across here as well. So we have 2 essentially sides that we're looking for. We're looking for the curvy side, and then we're also looking for the flat side. All right, so we need to find out how are we going to find this side of the semicircle. Well, a semicircle is half of a whole circle, so I'm going to start by doing circumference is pi times by diameter. So pi times by 18, then I'll grab my calculator for that. Is 18 pi 56.5 centimeters. 56.5 centimeters. Now, that is not the semicircle. That is the whole circle. Right? How are we going to find the semicircle? Well, in order to find the curved bit of the semicircle, we're going to do divide by 2. And that's going to help us find half of it, or the semicircle. Okay, so we'll divide our answer by 2, and we get 28.3. Okay, so this curvy bit from one side to the other, this bit here that I'm tracing over in this slightly reddish pink color, that bit there is 28.3. So to get from one side of the curvy bit to the other, it's 28.3, but we want the perimeter. The perimeter goes all the way around. So that means we need the curvy bit plus the 18 centimeters. So the perimeter is going to be 28.3 plus the 18 centimeters across the bottom. So 28.3 plus 18 gives us 46.3 centimeters. Okay, and that is the question done. There's only a few of those in your actual task for today, so if you don't know how to do those ones or you're still a bit confused, please don't panic. Try your best. All of the answers are there, and that's about it. So you go ahead and try the questions and let me know if you have any questions or concerns about what's going on. All right, have a good day.